We're going to get started here, and this is our canvas, and feel free to watch here for a little bit, and we'll talk and try to entertain you as we go.
Oh yeah, we're really entertaining.
Okay. Which brush would you like, Jen?
Doesn't matter. If we end up fighting, you'll just get a twin wrestling match. You just never know with that.
We're going to do an abstract feel painting. You'll see some elements of maybe sometimes people or certain things that you might see in everyday life. It's just kind of however our thoughts flow at the moment. And
Yeah, it's impromptu and it's all imagination. We're not planning, we're not pre-planning this painting at all. So whatever you see us doing, you know, this is an introduction to painting. We will be having fun with it. And this will probably take 3 sessions. And this is our first session, by the way. Painting with the twins, Gette
and Jan. So, Jen, what are you laying in there? Any particular?
I'm laying some purple. I want to do some bright yellow. And then maybe we'll meet in the middle and do some oranges, corals, cherry tones, and blues. That's basically our palette for today. And we'll probably add some greens in on top of that. So you never know what you're going to end up when you're painting abstracts, and that's really a good way to start because it makes it all very free, and you enjoy the process. You enjoy the creative process. We have been painting since we were very young. Our mother, Gette Ellis, took lessons off of a famous local artist, Roy Miller. He was well known. He passed away a few years ago. And we were so fortunate to have art supplies in the home when we were young. And I started painting with oils at age 12. And but we were always drawing. And Roy Miller was always such an encouragement to both of us.
So you're starting with, looks like purples over there. I'm starting in with, I love to infiltrate like normally nudes somewhere in my paintings, only because I like to do that. It's one of my favorite subject matters. I'm starting with this, but by the time she's done, you might not even recognize that she's a woman, but you might see certain elements of her womanly form in throughout. But we're just basically laying in our freedom of thought, thinking, moving.
Yes, moving the paint and making it feel very free.
That is how we like to paint. We do not like to have extremely structured painting. We like to let our thoughts kind of flow with whatever we're working on at the moment. We know a lot of artists that really go more by looking at something and kind of going from there, but Jet and I are kind of more like a freestyle artist. We might get slight thoughts here and there from things, but we like to use a little more of our originality in what we do.
Yeah, we do. We actually paint with a group of artists in 2 different classes for professional artists just to get together and inspire each other. And we love to take where we generally have a nude class once a month at the Rose Music Studios, taught by CC. It's not really taught by CC, but it's run by CC Rose. And hey, there's a plug for you, CC. And we always enjoy it. We pay a live model, and we get the pleasure of painting the human body in its purest form live. So you don't always have that opportunity, and you learn to deal not only with the structure of the body, but you also learn how to adapt your styles. When you have so many other artists in your class, it's extremely influential. You can see how the Impressionists influenced one another by painting together and grew as a group And also, the creativity just booms when you're with a group of artists, and it's just pure. It's just pure pleasure to paint that way. So that's one of our groups that we paint with. And another group we do, we have a clothed model, and that is at Ogilvy Institute over in Wheeling, West Virginia, at the Stifel Fine Arts Center. Again, we pay a model to come in, and we have fun. We really have fun with whatever model that comes in. They generally prepare some type of costume for us, and we really love, we've really gotten to know the artists and the models that come in, and we enjoy that very much too. We've also, tell them about our different endeavors online, Jan.
We have, as far as, what are we talking about, our art businesses?
Yeah, we've had different
Through
art
the years,
businesses.
we've had various art businesses. We've had several websites through the years with our art on it. We've also, we're in a business where we did retouching of sometimes different photographs and different things, and then we went into also restoring antique paintings in many different ways. Sometimes we would do where we would block off the back and we do things and we touch up entire large tears. We would actually restore paint that had flaked off. And from there we've done a lot of various classes. As far as like the online though, that's pretty much helped us develop. We've placed our art on many places on the net, such as Fine Art America and Google on art. We've been on other various things, and plus what else have we been on as far as, we place our art on
we've been
Facebook
on-
sometimes.
Yeah, and you know, having the experience of dealing with antique art and vintage art the last 15 years, we have really, I would say that it's just seeped into our artistic souls, and we have been able to incorporate some of the different techniques just by studying these paintings. And when we've had to do repairs on them, it's always been such a pleasure to discover how to make something look, you know, if you have a big tear or you have flaking of the paint, it's you know, you start to feel like you're in part of the mind of the artist who was maybe a century or two before you. And one of the funnest repairs I did, and I wouldn't say it was fun, but it's extremely challenging, but it was fun too, was a painting that Jan picked up for $5.
Yes.
It was like 1700s, early 1700s, Dutch influence. It was torn off the stretchers. Somebody looked like they had put their foot right through the canvas. It was on an oval canvas. And I was like, oh. And she said, Jet, it was only $5. And I said, do you see all the work that's in this? And she said, well, we can sell this. And if you want to take the time. And I thought, well, you know, it would be a labor of love. And it was really cute because the model had big brown eyes and she had dark brown hair. And my brother Joe said, she looks like you, Jet. And we would laugh. Here I was repairing this. I had to repair the whole back, do a whole new repair on the back of the canvas. And I worked on that. I had to do the filler into the tears, which were multiple. It was torn like all the way from here to here, and here to here, and here to here. And I was like, oh my gosh, am I ever going to be able to do this? But it had a dark brown background, burnt umber, and I really found myself just thinking about the story of this girl who had been the model for this painting. And I started researching it, and I figured it was probably a copy of a Rembrandt or some type of old masters. I'm not really sure by the time I got done if I ever found anything to go with it, but I fell in love with this painting because when you work on something so much, you know, you really wonder, you know, what's the story behind this? And anyway, the painting turned out pretty good, and I put her on eBay, And a guy from Turkey bought